In an industry racing to go electric, downsized, and quiet, Bugatti just built a 9,000 revolutions per minute naturally aspirated V16 with 0 turbochargers. No compromise, no downsizing, just pure mechanical madness. This is the Bugatti Tourbillon. By the time this video ends, you'll understand why some call it the most important car of the decade, and others call it a $4 million dinosaur. Section 1. Why this car matters. To understand why the Tourbillon matters, you need to understand what's happening in the hypercar world right now, in 2026. The industry is split into two camps: purists who believe in the mechanical symphony of pistons, and pioneers who see electricity as a performance multiplier. Most manufacturers aren't picking a side anymore. They're combining both. Hypercars are basically the default now. Ferrari does it. McLaren does it. Even Lamborghini's flagship is a hybrid now. So when Bugatti announced the Tourbillon, everyone expected the usual playbook. Take the big engine, shrink it a little, bolt on electric motors to make up the difference, call it innovation. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. The Tourbillon is the successor to the Chiron. And instead of shrinking the engine, Bugatti and Rimac went in the opposite direction. Under that engine cover sits an 8.3-liter naturally aspirated V16. 16 cylinders. No turbochargers. No superchargers. Just raw displacement and a screaming 9,000 revolutions per minute redline. Numbers you'd expect from a race car, not a road-legal Grand Tour. Why does naturally aspirated matter so much here? Because turbocharging is the easy way to make power in 2026. You add boost, you get horsepower. But you lose some of the immediate throttle response and the raw engine note that made cars like the Veyron and Chiron so iconic. Naturally aspirated engines respond instantly, rev higher, and sound completely different, more mechanical, more alive. On top of that V16, Bugatti added 3 electric motors, not to replace the engine's character, but to fill in the gaps. Instant torque off the line, all-wheel drive traction, and a combined output of 1,775 horsepower. That's nearly 1,800 horsepower, split between old-world mechanical engineering and new-world electric torque, without sacrificing the soul of the engine to get there. It's engineering as a statement, not just a spec sheet. Every part of this engine was built with intention. And the result is unlike anything else on the road today. A sound, a feeling, and a philosophy all in one machine. Now let's talk about scarcity, because this is where the Tourbillon becomes more than just a car. Bugatti is only building 250 units. That's it, worldwide. For context, that's fewer cars than most limited sneaker drop sell in an hour. The starting price is north of $4 million. And that's before any customization, which for Bugatti buyers is basically mandatory. Realistic transaction prices are expected to land well above that once options are factored in. Look at the Ferrari Daytona SP3, a limited-run hypercar that recently sold at auction for $26 million. That's not a typo. A car that started in the low 7 figures is now trading for 8 figures. The pattern is clear. Ultra-limited hypercars with a real engineering story don't depreciate like normal cars. They appreciate like fine art. And industry watchers are already predicting the Tourbillon will follow the exact same trajectory. So why does one car matter so much to the entire industry? Because the Tourbillon is a statement. At a time when regulations are pushing every manufacturer toward electrification. When V12S and V16S are being killed off left and right for emissions reasons. Bugatti looked at all of that and said, not yet. This might genuinely be one of the last new naturally aspirated multi-cylinder engines ever built for a production road car. Once emissions regulations tighten further, and they will, building something like this may simply become impossible. That's what makes the Tourbillon different from something like McLaren's rumored P1 successor. Or the new hybrid AMGs, or even Bugatti's own past hybrid. Those cars are built around the assumption that combustion is fading and electric is taking over. The Tourbillon is built around a different assumption entirely. If you're going to say goodbye to the naturally aspirated engine, you should send it off as loud and as extreme as physically possible. It's not anti-electric. Remember, it still has 3 electric motors. It's anti-compromise. Bugatti didn't shrink the engine to fit emissions targets and call it progress. They kept the engine massive and used electric power purely as an addition, not a substitute. Now, not everyone is convinced this is a good idea, and it's worth addressing that honestly. Critics argue that building a car around a 9,000 revolutions per minute V16 in 2026 is backward-looking. A $4 million exercise in nostalgia rather than genuine innovation. If a modified electric Mustang can out-accelerate hypercars up a hill, is a naturally aspirated V16 really the future? Or is it just a beautiful send-off for the past? And honestly, I don't think there's a clean answer yet. The Tourbillon was never trying to be the fastest car on the street. It's trying to be the most emotionally resonant hypercar of its era. The last of a dying breed, built without compromise, for people who care more about how a car makes them feel than what a stopwatch says. So, is the Bugatti Tourbillon the last great analog hypercar, or a $4 million dinosaur? Personally, I think it's both,
a car that
exactly
knows its era is ending.
It's a car that knows its
and
era
instead of pretending otherwise, it went all in on being unforgettable.
Let me know in the comments. Would you rather have the raw drama of the Tourbillon's V16 or the brutal efficiency of an electric hypercar that just wins? Subscribe. We're covering the McLaren P1 successor leaks next.